Hi. So, what is marketing? That's what we're working on this week. You probably know what marketing is. It's selling your product. The official version is, an activity or set of institutions and process for communicating, creating, delivering, exchanging, offering things to customers that have value. So there's all kinds of marketing strategies out there. Let's just kind of browse through and see what we've got here. This is really a good way to market. It doesn't cost a whole lot other than a paint job on a car. There are 4 areas of marketing. A lot of people, when you say the word marketing, kind of cringe, just because it can be obnoxious. But if you understand the history of marketing, it makes a little more sense. There was a production era, a selling era, marketing concept era, and customer relationship era, which is where we're kind of sitting at right now. When we first started production back in the early 1900s, the market was limitless. I mean, people didn't have a lot of manufactured goods, so the market was just extraordinarily large in the United States. No matter what you made, somebody would buy it because there was a really great need for it. Once mass production came into focus, though, then we started having to worry about persuading people to buy it, because then there was a lot of product, and there was a lot of everybody was saturated. The market was saturated. You've probably heard that before. So that's kind of the beginnings of it. And then we moved into after World War II. There was a lot of sacrifice in the United States, as you're finding out with your Generation paper during the war. So spending was put to the side, and most of our manufacturing was done for war items, bombs and airplanes and ships and uniforms and boots and guns. Once that World War II was over, people were ready to spend money. They were happy. So businesses realized that they had to be responsive to their consumers to give them what they wanted. If you didn't have the product they wanted, then they wouldn't use your business. But that's the marketing era. Now, if you apply this marketing concept, you have to be customer-oriented. You've got to find out what your customers want. You've got to make sure everybody in your organization is committed to customer satisfaction. And then you also have to worry about making a profit. Are your goods good? The quality of your goods. This is the marketing concept. You have to have a good product. You've got to have a good group of people working for you. And you have to know what your customer wants. So that's kind of how things have changed considerably from when we first started the marketing idea or manufacturing in the United States. Service with a smile, you've heard that. The customer's always right. We've got to have a happy customer or they're not going to come back. There's too much competition. Especially with the internet now. You don't even have to put up with lousy salesmen. You just go online and buy what you want, and it's at your door in a couple of days. So there's a lot of pressure out there to keep your customers happy, and to do that, you've got to build a relationship with them. It's got to be a trusted relationship. They have to believe what you're saying. It has to be a long-term relationship. It's got to be consistent. You've got to be willing to take the time to listen. I like to be treated special when I go into a business. I think we all do. We've got to say thank you a lot. And you have to remember your employees are customers too. So you have to treat your employees like you would treat your customers, so that they'll take care of your customers, because you can't be there 24/7. So, customers and keeping them happy is really, really important. It would be really important if you were in a coffee shop, bookstore situation, because you're building a relationship all the time with your customers. There are 4 P's to the product mix is what they're talking about here. And that would be product, price, where you're offering it, location, 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 and promotion. And in this case, promotion isn't increasing a job or whatever. Promotion is marketing. So, how are you going to promote your product? How are you going to get the word out about it? So you have to keep all of these in mind for your marketing mix. There are 4 steps to the research, which would come back to here. What kind of product do I need? How much are they going to pay for it? What's the best location? And how do I promote it? Well, to know all of those things, you're going to have to do marketing research. So you're going to define the problem or the opportunity, or just figure out, okay, what am I going to do? I want to have a coffee shop and bookstore. Well, is that going to go in the area? Is that something that's needed? Is there competition? So you collect data, you analyze that data, and then you decide, what's the best thing in the world to do. How are you going to promote this? How are you just going to say, we have a bookstore and then that's it? You've got to have a plan. So that's what the research is all about. And then here's the benefits. You can analyze what your customers want. You can look at the opportunities. You can go back and say, well, we tried this, did it work? And if it didn't, then you won't do it again. You can look at other people and what they're doing, and you can analyze reasons for goal achievement or failure. Why did it work or why didn't it work? It's always a continual feedback when you're doing marketing research. And here's an interesting picture because it shows you the marketing environment. You've got your consumer. You've got it surrounded by those 4 P's, place, product, price, promotion. And then you have to look at the environment it's sitting in. What's the economy doing? What globally is going on? Technology, are you being threatened by technology, or are you using the best technology? In a bookstore environment, you've always got to be on top of that. How are you going to counteract Amazon and Barnes & Nobles and all the electronic copy out there? And then you have to look at the socio-cultural, and always make sure you're up with the trends. Is there competition? Of course there's competition for books. You've got, like I said, you have Amazon, you have Barnes & Nobles, you've got the electronic, you've got the internet actually, because you can get a lot of free books online now. So you're always going to be aware of those. This is a great picture. I would make a copy of it. They talk about the ABCs of marketing, and that's always to be consumer or customer focused. You always want to compare yourself to the best. You always want to try to continually improve. Excuse me. And you want to develop a good value package. Have good employees that you allow to make decisions and that they feel part of the company. Build relationships not only with your customers but with your employees, so you've got a loyal bond there. And goal achievement. Are you making money? Why are you in business if not? Sorry about that. One other area you're going to look at is the consumer to business-to-business market. You may find an outlet for some of your books that another business may want to buy, so you'll be selling business-to-business. And when you're in a consumer market, you're working with individuals and households. When you're working in a business-to-business environment, you're working with individuals, but you're working to sell to an organization. Suppliers for Subaru or suppliers for any of the factories or manufacturing facilities around Monticello would be a business-to-business type environment. And the differences, there are fewer customers in a B2B market. The customers tend to be large buyers. We're not looking at just an individual buyer, and the markets are geographically concentrated, such as Subaru. They have all kinds of satellite factories that they work with that would in one area. The buyers tend to be more rational than emotional, and that's a good example, because if you have a consumer and they're really passionate about a book, they'll travel forever to get it. There's emotion there. But a buyer is just looking for the best deal for their company. So it's a little bit different approach in how you market to them. Sales are direct to them, and promotions focus heavily on personal selling. You're going to have to really develop a good relationship with the buyer to keep their business, because there are other people out there who also would like to have their business. So that's kind of an overview of marketing. Two types. You've got the consumer market, and you have the business-to-business market that we're looking at. So we're going to do a little bit more later on, so this is just a real brief overview. Thank you. See you Monday.